This podcast series is brought to you by World of Coffee Dubai and DXB Live. Expand your specialty coffee brand into the fastest growing specialty coffee market in the world by becoming an exhibitor at the next World of Coffee Dubai in 2024. I will be there, so head to worldofcoffeedubai.com and join the mailing list to get notified when booth registrations become available. Check the show notes for further details. Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Mapper Forward, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and before we get started today, just a big shout out to Brewing Gadgets, who are sponsors of World of Coffee and who supplied our booth with all our brewing equipment for the event. So big shout out to Brewing Gadgets. Check them out on social media and online for any of your brewing equipment here in the Middle East. So this is day 3 of the show, and I have the distinct pleasure of talking to the humans, the Colombians behind the cartel. That is Cartel Coffee Roasters. And Cartel Coffee Roasters is my favorite name of a coffee business anywhere in the world. We are joined by Camilo and Andrea from Cartel Coffee Roasters. Guys, thank you for joining me on the podcast. We had a great conversation over dinner a couple of nights ago, and again, I really love the name of the company. You guys are from Colombia, but you live in Abu Dhabi, and you essentially run Cartel Coffee Roasters, correct?
Yeah, essentially, yeah, we are working, we're like the top management. She's in charge of anything regarding coffee.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Today, this whole series is about the future of roasted coffee. No, the future of specialty coffee in the Middle East. It's had a big night at Nobu last night, so my brain is a little bit, I'm sorry. But the future of specialty coffee in the Middle East. And how long have you guys been here?
Well,
1 year.
1 year and a half here in Abu Dhabi, and I was before in Saudi for 3 years.
Right.
Yeah, I spent a season in Saudi also, but only 6 months.
Okay. So why come to Abu Dhabi, the UAE, from Saudi?
Well, it wasn't on purpose. We got stuck in Colombia by COVID.
Oh, okay.
So we got to come back to Middle East with the cartels.
Okay. Okay. So I guess that you've had the opportunity to watch the last couple of years of the evolution of the industry. It has been fast.
Too fast.
So what are your thoughts on what has happened in the industry? Actually, before we do that, what's your experience, Camilo, in the industry?
So I've been working in coffee industry, with specialty coffee since 2009.
Mm-hmm.
I started in Colombia as a barista. I went as roasteries, I was to farms, I was doing consultations, classes. In Middle East, I was working as a quality control manager in a Brewing Institute. And right now, we're here in working in cartels again. It's like a quick...
That was super quick, and I appreciate the quickness of that. How about you, Andrea?
Well, I've been working in the food industry for the past 8 years.
8 years, 8 months.
8 years. In coffee, I've been working around 4 years. I started working with a coffee social project, changing illegal crops for coffee. So I started for the social part.
In Colombia?
In Colombia, yeah. So I've been a coffee drinker my whole life. I come from a coffee producer, a small town. So coffee has always been there, but I didn't thought that you could be that specialized
in coffee.
I ended up with that, being the head of coffee. But my main experience is a pastry chef, so for me the standards are really important, and that's when I came a quality control.
And the skills that you get from, is this your coffee?
Yes.
This is amazing. Sorry, folks, I just had a moment there. There's been so much good coffee, but this is up there. What is it?
Colombian Arabic
from Coffee Net?
Yeah.
Shout out to the gentleman from Coffee Net. It's amazing. I'm not surprised it's that good. The skills from pastry chef to coffee, they're quite transferable, right?
Yeah, of course. Sensory standards. That's something that for me is really, really, really important.
Uh-huh.
I following standards in a big company is like but it's a must do.
Mm-hmm.
And the sensory skills that you get working in the food industry, they are just really needed in the coffee industry.
Yep. Just do me a favor, is there okay, reconnected. There's clearly a Wi-Fi issue going on in the thing today. I'm sorry about that. And I'm sorry about that for the folks who are watching. There's a little bit of a Wi-Fi issue. Excuse me. I want to talk to you about the future of specialty coffee in Abu Dhabi. Let's forget about the Middle East, but in Abu Dhabi, because there's a distinct difference between Dubai and Abu Dhabi. That they could almost be like, the Emirates feels like it's like a mini Europe, that each of the countries, even though they're so close together, they're so different from each other. What's the difference between Dubai and Abu Dhabi from just a cultural, not cultural, but the vibe perspective?
The local population,
Yeah.
of course.
I would start saying that the customer base in Abu Dhabi is mostly locals.
Emiratis.
So exactly. So if you go to specialty coffee shops and you go to Starbucks brands, you'll see 90% are immigrants.
And in Dubai, it's mostly expats.
Expats.
Dubai is really, really, really diverse.
Yeah.
And well, it's here in the Middle East, but you don't see Emirati culture that much, right?
You don't. You're right.
More creative, like
Manufactured.
exactly. Abu Dhabi is the capital. Most of the people doesn't know that Abu Dhabi is the capital of this country.
Yeah.
So we have, in Cartel, 90% of our customer base is Emirati.
Wow. And you guys were telling me some wild shit about how educated your consumer base is about coffee consumption.
Yeah, it's like half dream, half nightmare. You know? Because all of the people in the coffee industry, they dream with this kind of niche.
Yeah.
Which all your customers are really knowledgeable about coffee. You can discuss with the complex thing about it.
Yeah.
They tell you on your face, this is not well roasted, this is over extracted, your machine is bad. But that means also it's really nice because you can work with really high-end coffees.
Yeah.
And they know what it works.
And they have an appreciation for it, right?
Yeah, and they really know what they want, and they really know the coffee that they want to drink, and we understood that market. So that's what we work on. We are not going to introduce good coffee that are maybe too successful in Europe, but here doesn't match with the real market.
How do you collect the consumer data? Like, how do you figure out what it is that they like and what they don't like? Like, go on.
That's kind of experience, though. So mainly because the owner is helping with the curation of the coffees.
And the owner.
Example of the market because it's
right. He's Emirati, so
he's Emirati,
right.
So and he's really good when it comes to tasting coffee, and he really knows the coffee that he wants to drink. So he's also a consumer. That's really, really helpful. So we work together. We are really calibrated, coffee together. We point to the same target.
And he cups with you, and he's as skilled as you guys are at cupping, and
he is.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a really great challenge. He knows what the market wants. So we are always cupping.
Wow, it sounds like a great balance.
Yeah.
It sounds like a great balance between business acumen and I hesitate to use the word, but craft. Like craft, business acumen, and listening to the customers, because something that I find a lot is that people want to tell customers what they should like. They want to tell customers what they should be drinking. Go ahead, Andrea.
Well, yeah, that's something really important for us, because the same point, we are not going to tell to the people what they should like. We are going to create recipes and profiles that match what we know that they already like and make it better.
I would bring a really polemic topic here, for example, with the infused coffees.
Oh,
So I know a lot of people of the coffee industry, they will
this is
start-
infused?
Yeah. They will start nagging about it. They will get mad because they say, no, it's not coffee. This is not good. They're really purist. But if you go to the customers with it, they will love it. It's still specialty coffee. I wouldn't put it in a scoring table because there is not scoring table for this kind of processes.
Yeah.
But it's really easy to get to the customers that way. We have customers that they only drink Spanish latte.
This is approachable. As a black coffee, for someone who drinks as, you know, I'll tell you something, from my perspective of infused coffees, I usually can't get through a whole cup. Sometimes, and I love them, don't get me wrong, but it's too rich for me. This to me is an all-day drinker. I can drink this all day, which is surprising. That's why I was surprised it was an infused coffee. And then I remembered you said peach.
So we just take this Wild West. When we got these whole samples of coffee with the funky fermentations, you will see the market here in the Middle East. They started about the anaerobic. The anaerobic everywhere.
They love that.
They love it. Wash, not that much. They don't care much about the cleanliness. They don't like acidity. And then we bring this kind of coffee. It wasn't. At the time, I didn't know anything on the market about this.
Yeah.
And the customers will just go crazy about it. So we throw in the espresso, we throw in cold brew, and every time we have this kind of coffee, we can find it.
Wow.
When are you going to have peach again? When are you going to
Yeah.
Wow.
So for us, it's really important to have high-end coffees or really good standards, but easy to drink. I don't want to tell you a full story about this cup for you to enjoy. You just need to drink it.
The coffee should tell the story.
Exactly. You like what you like. I can't tell you what you should. So basically, our approach is like we do the complicated things and you enjoy your coffee.
That's incredibly refreshing to hear. I don't hear enough, you know, and who the fuck am I to tell people what I should hear and what I shouldn't hear? But I find that we make it too complicated for the consumer to access what they like. And people keep going on about education and education and education. At the end of the day, I'm not sure the consumer has time these days to want to get educated while they're picking up their coffee. They can go to the website.
And this kind of education usually tends to be all over the same circle, the same barista, the same coffee people. So yeah, that's really nice for us, but we are forgetting most of the time about the customers and the consumers. Well, they are the ones drinking our coffee, so we really need to think about them and what they like. Know what I like, and I'm going to push them to like the coffee I like.
It's a young industry, so it's kind of turn around itself. So most of the people, I won't say most people, many times, you make a coffee shop and you curate your coffee like you were selling coffee to coffee special.
Yeah.
And you forget about the
Yeah.
And we have customers, they know what they like. They have a slider machine in their home. They know about coffee.
Our customers.
This is wild.
They pass by the car. They want a coffee. They are just.
They don't want to go home to make a coffee.
They don't want to make it themselves. They want to pay someone to do the coffee. They can do, and they don't want a lecturer. They just want the coffee.
Garfield from Mocha, he was telling Mocha 1405, I think it is. He was saying that his customers go and travel abroad. They buy bags of Cup of Excellence coffee. They bring it to them and say, "Can you make me a coffee from this Cup of Excellence coffee?" The consumers here are amazing. The consumers here are wildly educated. And you guys were telling me about people who have roasting machines in their homes?
Yeah, they have roast, they have kawa, they roast their own beans.
Well, coffee came from this breed.
Yeah.
The people is really into coffee. Usually in the majilis and the meeting rooms at home, the people used to have their dala with Arabic coffee.
Yeah.
But now the trend is like, we like coffee a lot, but we're going to make it better. So now the people has a marzocco at home.
Thanks.
For me, it's not okay.
Okay. We can't hear you, Camilo.
No, just let me be a little bit louder. So, yeah, this, as I was saying, they have the massacre, they're changing the receiving area. They have this Arabic coffee, and they still have, they won't stop having it.
Yeah.
But they have also the espresso machine.
Yeah.
And they have specialty coffee. So what we like to do is, okay, we know our customers, they know about coffee, and then once they don't, they have a really high potential to love it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give you a full lecture about it. We are both fed up of this kind of, you have to educate your customers. No, you have to give your customers the coffee they want, that's it. Mm-hmm. If they are surprised about the coffee, if they are curious about it,
then they'll ask.
Then they'll ask.
And you have the information ready.
And there will be ambassadors. If you are giving a customer that 7 a.m. in the morning before going to work,
a lecture
about coffee varieties and how they roast the coffee, then
no, they're not interested.
You know?
Wants that.
No.
You just want your coffee, enjoy your coffee. That's
Nobody wants that. This is what I keep saying is like, guys, it's our job to get educated about this. It's our job to take care of the supply chain. It's the consumer's job to drink it. And we have to make sure that we do great business practices and sustainable practices and take care of buying so that they don't feel guilty about it.
And many people talk about the experience, and they confuse the experience with the lecture. They go to a high-end pastry, they give you a really nice portion of any dessert or something they created, which is amazing. But you don't have the chefs going out of the kitchen telling you where they source the flour and what kind of cows they have. And you sit down and they see you enjoying it. You have to know how it's done. It's delicious. Yeah. You need to trust yourself.
Do you think with that, like, this is an interesting direction to take the conversation, but with that kind of bravado that comes from baristas needing to have their hands in making the coffee and being known for the craft, like, do you think that automation will work here in the Middle East?
Yeah. I want
to too. Do you think that it will work?
There is the resources, and people here, they like coffee well done and fast.
But do baristas? I mean, from the perspective of the workforce, how do you think that the baristas will feel about?
I talk about with some of the baristas.
At Cartel?
At Cartel, and some friends as well. Told them, look, if they were for me, I would just fill this bar with robots.
Me too.
But that doesn't mean that you're going to lose them. That means you need to learn about it. You need to pass from knowing how to and knowing why and how to configure those machines yourself, because you have the sensory skills and you have the skills to do it. So you will be calibrating the machines instead of taking a lot of hard work of doing 300 beverages in 2 to 3 hours.
And then you become a curator.
Human side in that kind of operation.
Yeah.
So, we are not going to forget about humans. No, we need sensory skills, of course.
Right. And then you become curators of flavor rather than the craftsmen behind doing that.
If a machine can do that for me faster and
more consistently,
I'm in for that, of course. I love it. And actually will be saving a lot of headache, because sometimes we have 15 B6s at the same time. So that's overwhelming. That's too much. We need to have 3 baristas at the same time.
Wow. Have you ever tried the pour steady?
We will talk about the automation machine, we'll talk about the espionage, we'll talk about the pour steady. Some brands, they have it.
Yeah.
So far we are just assessing about it, because also the people like to have someone doing this hand brew.
Right. Yeah.
But if it were for me, I would just go with passion.
I'm with you.
And you have 4 minutes to make 3 liters of perfectly delicious coffee, and that's what matters.
Yeah. pour-overs have never made sense to a business model. They're just too time, unless you want to sell them for $15, whatever that is in dirham, but 45, yeah. As we wrap up, I want to ask you each, where do you think this region is going to get to in 10 years from now? Is that too far to predict? Should we ask 5 years?
Roads.
Well, I mean, it's hard because 5 or 10 years from now, I'm not even sure that Arabica is going to be that accessible, you know? But this region needs to be stopped being the underdog, you know?
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of brands, a lot of people that they just look like they don't want to see that there is a huge culture in the middle. And they forget that there is a huge culture, there is a lot of resources, so there is a lot of space to grow. And if there is any place in the world that you want to present premium coffees for them to be appreciated by the place, it's here. So it's going to grow. Even if people are not feeling comfortable, it's going to grow a lot, and it's going to be specialized, and at some point there's going to be innovation. Now these people they have a space problem.
Yeah.
So when these scientists start looking at coffee, I know something is going.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pace here is really fast, and Abu Dhabi is, I think, is the city with more coffee shops per capita.
I can't wait to come visit.
So yeah.
We're coming sometime next week. I can't wait. Yeah.
So everywhere there's a coffee shop, there's more roasters open. So we will see what happens, because we need to get like a balance point.
Yeah, wow. It's going to be so interesting to watch where you guys, the two of you, are at in 2 or 3 years from now. Because this industry is booming. Like, I've never seen an industry growing as fast as this. And at the standard that this is growing at, everything is amazing. And folks, for those of you listening, like, it definitely has its issues. There are problems with a whole bunch of issues that are happening here, but they're fixing them as they go. It's wild. So tell people where they can find both of you and Cartel Coffee Roasters.
So Cartel Coffee Roasters is located in Abu Dhabi. We have 3 branches. One is in Batin area. The other one is in Alcana Aquarium. And the other one is in Khalifa City. Okay.
And on Instagram, where can they find Cartel Coffee Roasters?
And our coffee shop is cartel.com.
Okay. And where can we find both of you on social media?
Okay, on Instagram, I can be found as Minota, like my surname.
We'll include it in the show notes.
Yeah. And you can find me as Camilo _, yeah, 1984.
Fantastic. We'll put it in the show notes. Thank you guys so much. I cannot wait. Thank you for the delicious coffee.
I love talking with you.
Oh, thank you so much. You guys have been one of my great finds here. I feel like I got a present by meeting you.
Thank you.
The universe gave me a present.
This is really fun.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to drink coffee with you at Cartel.
Yeah.
We'll do that next week. Thank you very much. Inshallah. Peace, love, and peanut butter, everybody. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks, friends. If you enjoyed this video, here's what you should check out next. Consider supporting Mappa Forward on Patreon, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell before you leave.